and, Tim Kent actually, and he said, if you can see you can write a song, it's got to be different. No other tune or song, you know, that you must pinch, must make one of your own. No, I'm very good at that. And I thought, so I'll have a go this time. So I was sung what I call my old ploughing song. And he said, you've got to have a chorus going to it so as you can sing it and get other people to sing it as well, especially because of our church. They want the chorus one day, all right? And of course that's what I did. Well, it's a story, of course, about I was lucky enough to be ploughing with horses when I was a young man. Then we, of course, went over to steam. The old carters didn't like that much, they did, because like today, but they're losing their jobs a bit. And then, of course, we went over to the tractors. But before that, of course, was obviously the oxen. Not in my time. They were 1860 was the last oxen that were working in West Sussex anyway, at the bottom of Pycombe there at Saddlescombe. They was on what they called the dirty ice run. Used to take the ice houses all over the place, especially up the station, so they could have their wine in the spring. And those oxen, as old Bob, dear old Bob Copper's got in one of his books, he shows you a lovely photograph of them there, where they had to be queued, because they had two obviously queues instead of one. And the blacksmith used to go up to the big house and not only get his little drop of wine and his orders for the day, but he got what they call a bit of fatty bacon. When he got back, they took that back to the ox boy. Ox boy held it, and after we'd thrown all with the horns all the oxes over, and then they tied their legs up and tied them up in a bundle there and a tripod, so as the blacksmith could actually queue them. So obviously I wasn't around then, but here's my version and all the different types of ploughing that we did. And once upon a time those oxen ploughed their Sussex downs in their 6s, 8s and 10s to tread those headlands round. Now they were paired off in their yokes, their heights must be the same, and every morning in them pens they rose up to their name. For I can reap and I can sow and mow those thistles down. You digs and docks and you pulls them up and you burns them on the ground. Now those oxen's horns were very long and sharp and round, which helped the ox boy and the oxman throw them to the ground. For when those bovines' feet were worn, they all had to be queued, and cloven hoofs are not as easy as the horse to shoe. So I can reap and I can sow and mow those thistles down. I digs them docks and you pulls them up and you burns them on the ground. Then those blacksmiths hammered home those fatty bacon pins, and the ox boys sat on the moving heads and comforted their skins, and the tripods holding up their feet were gradually released, and springing sprightly to their knees, a now contented beast. And I can reap and I can sow and mow those thistles down. I digs them docks and you pulls them up and you burns them on the ground. Last working teams of Oxcombe at Saddlescombe 'twas said, and in latter years they were replaced by our good old Sussex Red. And then those stronger Pembroke Black came to our Sussex sales, and drovers through those green lanes trod them all the way from Wales. I can reap and I can sow and mow those thistles down. I digs them docks and you pulls them up and you burns them on the ground. Now horses then return back home from all those shocking wars, ploughing England's pleasant lands all in their teams of fours, and clouds of seagulls called white rooks were pulling the words from skims and shouting "Get up!" to our horses some gold's got ploughed in, and I can reap and I can sow and mow those thistles down. I digs them docks and you pulls them up and you burns them on the ground. Garret steamers came along with ropes so long and tight, pulling furrows through deep roots, then moulboard shears so bright, and fallowed land then changed its colours, acres at a time. And after moving up our steamers, 3 cants all in line, I can reap and I can sow and mow those thistles down. I digs them docks and you pulls them up and you burns them on the ground. Standard Fortunes with their spade lugs chugged along so slow, and after warming up with petrol we switched to TVO. And now those diesels in their might with turn-rise furrows 30, air conditioning in their cabs and the drivers are not now dirty. I can reap and I can sow and mow those thistles down. I digs them docks and you pulls them up and you burns them on the ground. Now after all these many years, our ploughing seen some changes, and global warming now exists and the ice flows rearranging. And all these ploughing systems that are brought to your attention, I knows not what our future holds, and politics don't mention. That I can reap and I can sow and mow those thistles down. I digs them docks and you pulls them up and you burns them on the ground. Yeah, no stubble burning now, oh no. Thank you.